Here in the States, a big victory for Arizona Republicans. A judge has ruled that Senate Republicans can audit all of the ballots in Maricopa County from the November election. It's about 2.1 million ballots. But now there's even a dispute among Republicans about whether all the ballots need to be looked at. Michelle Ugenti is a Republican Arizona State Senator. She joins us now live on the program, and our panelist for the hour will be joining us as well. Ana Paulina Luna, Executive Director of the APL PAC and a U.S. Air Force veteran, and also joined by former Georgia Congressman Bill Barr. Great to see everyone here this Friday morning. Michelle, we'll start with you, if you don't mind. You fought for this audit. Now you got the green light. What do you make of this sort of internal fighting about whether you should audit all of the ballots or just a sample is needed?
Well, I think we should audit all of the ballots. This is exactly what the public wants. They've lost confidence in our election system. They deserve to know that the election run well. It's been disheartening to see the Board of Supervisors put up such a fight. Auditing is something that happens all the time. We audit state agencies. Last time I checked, the Democrats have been in the courts trying to audit and get a hold of Trump's tax returns. The IRS audits taxpayers, totally appropriate, and we need to audit all of the ballots.
Ana Paulina, if you had a chance to have ballots audited in an election you're involved in or one that you have interest in, would you like to see all of them audited or just a sample?
100%. I think, especially right now, the American people, regardless of the geographic location, need to have their faith restored in the election process. And that's only going to be done when we ensure that this was done correctly. So 100% audit is not anything out of the realm of normal. I think that if you have nothing to hide, then you'll be on board for full transparency.
Michelle, back to you here. What are you really looking for during this audit process? What do you expect to find?
Well, look, we need to finish and complete the audit and then analyze the outcome. So I don't know what we are going to find. But what I do know is that this is going to have two tracks. It's either going to reaffirm that the election was run appropriately, or it's going to highlight inefficiencies and problems, at which point we can look to address those legislatively.
Bill Barr, there's been some critics out there who have said that this kind of taps into people's privacy when these audits are brought forward. Do you have any concerns that that could open the door for a lack of privacy for individual voters, Bill?
No, there's an overriding issue here, and that is the power of the state Senate, which is an elected body of representatives from across the state, to ensure the integrity of the voting process. Clearly, this is within the jurisdiction of the Senate, and I think all that we see here is a petty tug of war between one body, a local body, and the statewide body. It always amazes me why anybody would object to a state Senate if there is, in fact, as there was here, evidence and allegations of voter fraud, why anybody would object to simply taking a look at it to make sure that there was not any shenanigans going on. So I think this is entirely appropriate. And once you vote, that is, in fact, a public record. They're not going to publicize the names of individuals, certainly. But taking a look at the entire array of ballots is the only way to get to the bottom of the allegations of impropriety.
And let's say, Michelle, you do have access to look at the 2.1 million ballots here. How long do you anticipate this audit to last?
Right. After we have selected the independent third-party auditor, we're looking at anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks to complete the audit, and then about 2 weeks after that to gather the information for the public.
All right, we will be following that. In the meantime, though, you're also involved in another sort of voting rights fight, one that's before the Supreme Court. And critics have argued that allowing the current Arizona rules to stand would most harm minority voters. How would requiring people to do things like vote in their proper precinct harm minority voters? At least that's the argument that I'm sure you'd be making, correct?
That's right. So right now, earlier this week, the United States Supreme Court took up a bill that I sponsored in 2016 to ban ballot harvesting and also to make sure that people are voting in their correct precinct. It totally makes sense. It's ludicrous to think that allowing a third-party operative to collect is somehow a good election practice. In Arizona, we banned it for confident that the Supreme Court is going to hold the
Okay. Well, you'll have to keep us updated on that. Our panelists, Anna Paulina Luna and Bob Barr, please stick around. Michelle, thank you so much for your time.